My beloved child, I am risking everything to tell you this, because what I am about to place in your heart cannot remain hidden any longer. You have felt the tension in the air, the quiet pressure building in your spirit, the sense that something unseen has been circling your life. That feeling is not confusion. It is not imagination. It is the moment before revelation. I am speaking now because silence would cost you more than honesty ever could. You have been standing at the edge of something far greater than you realize. I have watched you wrestle with questions you never speak out loud. I have seen the way you smile on the outside while carrying weight on the inside. And still, you kept moving. Still, you showed up. Still, you hoped, even when hope felt fragile in your hands. That quiet perseverance is why I am leaning close to you now. Listen carefully. What you thought would delay with protection. What you thought was rejection was redirection. I know that shakes the way you've interpreted your past, but I need you to hear me clearly. Nothing in your life has been wasted. Not the nights you cried alone. Not the doors that closed without explanation. Not the prayers that felt like they vanished into the ceiling. Every single moment has been shaping your capacity to carry what is coming next. There is a reason your heart has been restless. A place that restlessness there. Comfort was never meant to keep you. It was meant to prepare you. You are not losing your footing. You are being repositioned. And I know this sounds bigger than what you can see right now, but that is exactly why I am telling you. Faith was never built on sight. It was built on trust between you and me. I am risking it all because once you understand this, you cannot go back to living small. You cannot unsee what is about to be revealed. The version of you that settled, that doubted, that quietly accepted less than what I promised, that version is fading. I am inviting you into clarity, and clarity always comes with responsibility. You may feel unqualified. You may feel late. You may feel like others are ahead of you. None of that disqualifies you. I do not measure time the way you do, and I do not choose based on human standards. I choose hearts that are willing, even when they are tired. And your heart has never stopped reaching for me, even in silence. Something huge is waiting for you, but it does not arrive the way you expect. It begins internally, with a shift so subtle yet so powerful that everything else must eventually align with it. This is why I need your attention right now. Don't skip past this moment. What I am telling you will reframe how you see yourself, your calling, and the season you are stepping into. I know you are tempted to rush ahead, to look for immediate results, to demand proof. But I am asking you to stay with me. Stay till the end of this unfolding. There is more I must reveal, layer by layer, truth by truth. And once you hear what comes next, you will understand why I waited until now to speak. I am not distant. I am not vague. I am deliberate. And I am closer to you in this moment than you have ever imagined. There is a truth you have never been told plainly, and it has shaped your decisions without you realizing it. You were taught to wait for permission before believing you were chosen. I never asked you to wait. I asked you to listen. And now, I am speaking again because your spirit is ready to hear what your fear once blocked. You have been interpreting resistance as a sign to stop, when it was actually confirmation that you were moving in the right direction. If you were walking toward nothing, nothing would try to stop you. The pressure you felt was not meant to crush you. It was meant to clarify you. I allowed it because I needed you to see what rises in you when comfort disappears. I know there were moments you questioned your worth to me. Moments you wondered if you were invisible, overlooked, replaceable. Let me say this slowly so it settles deep inside you. I have never compared you to anyone else. I have never measured you against another life. I crafted you with intention so specific that no one else could fulfill the assignment I placed within you. That is why imitation has always felt wrong to you. You were never designed to blend in. Fear is what changes everything. The season you are entering will not respond to who you pretend to be. It will only open to who you truly are. Masks will not work where I am leading you. Performance will exhaust you. Only authenticity will sustain you. That is why I stripped certain things away. That is why I allowed you to feel exposed. I was not punishing you. I was freeing you. Don't skip this, because this is where many turn back. You are not stepping into ease. You are stepping into alignment. Alignment feels unfamiliar before it feels peaceful. It asks you to release old identities, old coping mechanisms, old narratives about yourself. But once alignment settles, you will wonder how you ever live disconnected from it. You have been asking me for clarity, yet clarity requires courage. I am giving you insight that will demand movement. Not reckless movement, but obedient movement. Small steps at first. Quiet decisions. Internal shifts no one applauds. Heaven notices what the world ignores. Something huge is waiting for you, but it is not waiting at the finish line. It is waiting in your obedience today, in the way you respond when no one is watching, in the way you speak to yourself when doubt whispers, in the way you choose trust over control. This is where power begins to flow again. You are closer than you think, closer to peace, closer to purpose, closer to becoming the person you once only imagined you could be. The shaking you feel is not instability. It is transition. And transitions always feel uncertain right before they become undeniable. Stay till the end of what I am unfolding in your life. You'll not rush the process or numb the tension. I am doing careful, precise work inside you. Every question you carry will be answered, but not all at once. Revelation comes in portions, so it does not overwhelm your faith. I am not asking you to have everything figured out. I am asking you to trust me with what you do not yet understand. Because what I am about to reveal next will connect the dots you thought were random. And when that connection forms, you will see why I said I was risking it all to tell you this. You did not arrive here by accident, and this moment is not random timing. I have been guiding your steps through choices you thought were ordinary, even through mistakes you still regret. What you called coincidence was coordination. What you labeled confusion was actually me keeping you from moving too fast before your heart was ready to hold what your future requires. There is something I must correct in the way you see strength. You were taught that strength means pushing harder, proving yourself, staying unbreakable. But the strength I am awakening in you now is different. It is the courage to be honest with me. It is the willingness to admit when you are tired, unsure, or afraid. I am not impressed by your performance. I am moved by your surrender. You have been carrying responsibilities I never asked you to carry. Expectations placed on you by people who could not see your full picture. And slowly, without noticing, you began confusing their voices with mine. That is why things felt heavy. That is why joy felt distant. I am lifting that weight now, but you must let go of the need to be everything for everyone. Hear this clearly, because this is a turning point. You are not behind. You are not missing out. You are not being punished. You are being prepared privately so you do not collapse publicly. I work in hidden places first. Roots grow in darkness before fruit is ever seen. And what I am growing in you cannot be rushed without being damaged. Don't skip over this truth. The very thing you have been praying would change around you is the thing I am transforming within you first. Once that shift is complete, The external will have no choice but to respond. This is why impatience hath been your greatest battle lately. You can sense movement, but you cannot yet see it. Faith lives exactly there. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is tied to your willingness to trust me when the outcome is still unclear. I am asking you to release the timeline you built in your mind. Release the comparison. Release the silent shame that says you should be further along. My timing is not late. It is intentional. I know there are days you feel like pulling back, like guarding your heart, like lowering your expectations so disappointment hurts less. But if you close your heart now, you close the door to what I am bringing. Vulnerability is not weakness in my kingdom. It is the doorway to encounter. And I want to meet you in ways you have never experienced before. Stay till the end of this process. Not just the message you are hearing now, but the unfolding work in your life. There will be moments when silence tests you, when waiting stretches you, when obedience feels costly. Those moments are not signs to quit. They are confirmations that you are walking with me. I am reshaping how you see yourself. Not as barely enough, not as someone who must earn love, but as someone already chosen, already seen, already known. When that truth settles, fear loses its grip, doubt loses its voice, and direction becomes clearer without force. What comes next will require you to trust me at a deeper level than before. Not because I want to make things harder, but because I am inviting you higher. And elevation always demands a lighter load. Let me carry what you were never meant to hold. I am not finished speaking to you. There is another layer you are ready to receive. And when I reveal it, you will understand why this moment, right now, mattered more than you realized. Before you were ever aware of it, a quiet decision was forming inside you. A decision about whether you would keep living cautiously or finally trust me completely. This is where that decision becomes unavoidable. Not because I am forcing you, but because growth has reached a point where remaining the same would cost you more than change ever could. I need you to understand something sacred. I have been limiting certain outcomes on purpose. Not to frustrate you, but to protect you from receiving blessings before your character was ready to steward them. You asked me for increase, influence, clarity, and peace. But those things amplify whatever already lives within you. That is why I dealt with your inner world first. I was safeguarding you from being overwhelmed by what you prayed for. You have wondered why some opportunities slipped through your fingers even when you did everything right. You replayed conversations. You questioned your choices. You blamed yourself. But I was the one clothing those paths. I looked good, but they would have pulled you away from who you are becoming. I did not save you from failure. I saved you from success that would have hollowed you out. This is a revelation many never receive, so don't skip this moment. I am not just interested in where you end up. I care deeply about who you become along the way. Your soul matters more to me than your status. Your peace matters more than your pace. And now, because you allowed me to refine you, I can trust you with more. Here is the shift you may not have noticed yet. Your discernment is sharper. What once confused you now unsettles you quickly. What once tempted you now feels empty. That is not loss, that is maturity. You are outgrowing environments, conversations, and even dreams that no longer align with my voice. Letting go may feel like grief, but it is actually graduation. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will not arrive loudly. It will arrive with clarity so deep that you stop second-guessing yourself. You will recognize it not by adrenaline, but by peace. And peace does not mean the absence of challenge. It means the absence of inner resistance. When you step into what I have prepared, your spirit will say yes before your mind catches up. You have been asking for a sign, but I have been shaping your sensitivity instead. Signs fade. Sensitivity remains. I want you to know my voice so clearly that you do not need constant reassurance. This is what intimacy looks like. Not constant answers, but constant trust. Stay till the end of this unfolding. There is still another truth I must place inside you, one that will redefine how you face fear, how you make decisions, how you see the future. You are closer than ever, even if it feels like you are standing still. Stillness before movement is not stagnation, it is focus. Do not shrink now. Do not lower your expectations to feel safe. Do not talk yourself out of obedience because it feels unfamiliar. The discomfort you feel is not danger, it is expansion. And expansion always stretches what is familiar. I am with you in this moment, not watching from a distance, not waiting for you to get it right, but walking with you, step by step, breath by breath. You are not carrying this alone anymore. Let that truth settle. Because once you hear what I am about to reveal next, you will realize that everything until now was preparation for a single, defining choice. And that choice will shape the direction of your life in ways you have not yet imagined. There is a moment coming, quiet, unannounced, almost ordinary, when everything you have heard will suddenly demand a response. Not applause, not emotion, a decision. This is where many feel inspired but unchanged. I am speaking now because I want you transformed, not just moved. You have been waiting for certainty, but I have been cultivating courage. Certainty often comes after obedience and not before it. If I showed you everything at once, you would rely on information instead of trust. And trust is the currency of the life I am calling you into. You are learning to move without full visibility, and that is not a flaw. It is training. I know the fear you haven't named. The fear that if you step forward and fail, it will confirm your worst thoughts about yourself. But listen to me closely. Failure has never disqualified anyone I have chosen. Refusal has. Play small has. Staying where you are because it feels safer has cost more destinies than failure ever did. I am not asking you to be fearless. I am asking you to move with me despite the fear. There is something I am entrusting to you that requires maturity, not perfection. Influence without intimacy leads to emptiness. Opportunity without grounding leads to pride or collapse. That is why I slowed you down. That is why I isolated you at times. I was teaching you how to hear me when no one else is speaking. Because where I am taking you, external validation will be inconsistent, but my voice must remain clear. Don't skip this part, because this is where responsibility enters the story. What you are receiving is not just for you. It will affect how you love, how you lead, how you serve, how you speak. People will draw strength from the way you walk through uncertainty with faith. They will learn courage by watching you choose obedience when it costs you comfort. Something huge is waiting for you, but it will not chase you. It responds to alignment. When you say yes internally, paths begin to open externally. Conversations shift. Opportunities emerge. Resistance loses its authority. Not because life becomes easy, but because you become anchored. You have underestimated the power of your yes. Heaven responds to agreement. When your heart aligns with mine, movement begins in places you cannot see. I am already arranging things ahead of you, not dramatically, not noisily, but deliberately. You will look back and realize help arrived just in time. Clarity came at the right moment. Strength rose when you needed it most. Stay till the end of what I am revealing to you. You are nearing a point where faith becomes action, where prayer becomes movement, where belief becomes embodied. This is not about proving anything to anyone. This is about living in truth, my truth about you. You are not stepping into the unknown alone. I am already there, waiting, preparing, lighting you. And when you finally take that step, the one you've been circling, the one you've been postponing, you will feel a peace that confirms what fear tried to deny. I am not rushing you, but I am inviting you. The window is open. The moment is near. And what comes next will not require you to be someone new, only to finally live as who you already are in me. Listen. Feel the weight of this invitation. Let it settle. Because once you respond, there is no returning to who you were before you heard my voice this clearly. You felt it when I spoke about your yes. This is where that yes takes form. You've prayed, use me, Lord, and I am answering you now by inviting you into the harvest of souls this message is reaching. What you release today becomes seed in my hands, and I pour oil on it until it becomes a river that reaches hearts you may never meet. As it is written, when you sow generously, I open the heavens and multiply what is given in faith. This is living, active, and happening now. Your super thanks, your membership, your gift through the PayPal link in the video description is not money to me. It is obedience, worship, and fire on the altar. I bless what you give as a prophetic act, peace in your home, favor on your family, increase that overtakes you. Heaven is watching this moment. Step forward now and give boldly. Join me in what I am doing. You are standing at the threshold of agreement, where what you believe privately must finally align with how you live openly. This is not about a dramatic lead. It is about a settled resolve. I am drawing your attention to this moment because half-hearted faith will not sustain you where you are going. Only wholehearted trust will. There is something soul I need to expose. You have learned how to survive uncertainty, but I am teaching you how to steward promise. Survival taught you caution. Promise requires courage. You cannot carry both at the same time. One must be released so the other can take its place. This is why certain old habits feel heavy now. They once protected you, but they will not propel you forward. I know you have asked me why the intensity has increased, why your sensitivity feels sharper, why distractions no longer satisfy. This is not pressure from the outside. It is awakening from within. I am tuning your spirit to recognize what belongs in your future and what must remain in your past. Discernment is not judgment. It is alignment. Hear me carefully. You are not meant to do everything. You are meant to do what I assigned you. Burnout came when you tried to carry what was never yours. Peace returns when you release false responsibility. I am not disappointed in you for trying. I am inviting you to rest in obedience instead of striving. There is a difference, and it changes everything. Don't skip over this, because this is where freedom quietly enters. You do not need to explain yourself to everyone. You do not need to defend every choice. When I am leading you, clarity will come to those who need to understand, and silence will guard you from those who do not. Trust me with your reputation. I am a better keeper of it than you are. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is connected to consistency, not intensity. Small daily obedience has more power than occasional emotional highs. Show up when it feels ordinary. Choose truth when it feels costly. Speak life when silence would be easier. This is how authority is formed, not overnight, but over time. I am watching how you treat the quiet moments, how you speak when no one is applauding, how you choose when no one is correcting. These are not insignificant details. They are the foundation of what I am about to release. What stands later must be built now. Stay till the end of this unfolding, because there is still a final layer you need to receive. You are closer than you think to clarity that settles your soul. The kind of clarity that does not shout, but steadies. The kind that remains even when circumstances fluctuate. You may feel the urge to rush, to finalize, to force resolution. Resist that urge. Hebli will come natural and bravery in it bleed. For now, remain attentive. Remain available. Remain willing. I am not testing you. I am trusting you with more awareness. I want you to notice how fear has begun to lose its authority over you. It still speaks, but it no longer decides. That is growth. That is evidence of transformation already taking root. Do not minimize it. Honor what is changing. I am closer than your breath. I am not withholding, I am allying. And alignment always precedes release. What I am preparing to entrust to you will require stability, humility, and courage working together. You are developing all three, even on days you feel unsure. Remain with me here. Let this truth sink deeper. Because the next thing I reveal will ask you to act on everything you now understand. Not loudly, not dramatically, but faithfully. And that faithful step will unlock what have been waiting for you all along. Now I need you to listen without rushing to respond, because what I am about to say touches the deepest place where your identity and your future meet. You have been asking me what your role is in all of this, and I have been waiting until your heart was steady enough to hear the answer without fear distorting it. You are not merely being prepared to receive something. You are being prepared to become someone. And becoming always requires a surrender that receiving does not. This is why the process has felt so personal, so intimate, so exposing. I am not building a moment for you. I am shaping a life through you. There is a responsibility resting near you now, not heavy but holy. It is the responsibility of influence. Not influence as the world defines it, but influence that comes from consistency, integrity, and quiet obedience. People will not follow your words first. They will follow your alignment. And alignment cannot be faked. That is why I took my time with you. You have underestimated how closely others are watching the way you endure, the way you wait, the way you recover. Even in seasons where you felt unseen, you were being observed, not judged, witnessed. And the grace you carried through difficulty planted seeds you never intentionally sowed. This is how my work multiplies, through lives willing to be shaped, not showcased. Don't skip this, because this is where purpose becomes personal. What I am inviting you into will require you to trust me with your voice. There will be moments when silence would feel safer, when speaking truth will cost you approval. But I am not calling you to be loud. I am calling you to be faithful. Speak when I ask. Stay quiet when I ask. Authority grows when obedience leads. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is tied to timing more than talent. You already have what you need to begin, but not everything you will ever need. I release resources and responsibility increases. I reveal more as you remain faithful with what is already in your hands. This keeps your heart dependent on me, not on momentum. You may feel the weight of this realization settling in. That is good. Let it anchor you, not intimidate you. I do not give weight to cry you. I give weight to ground you. You are learning how to stand without swaying, how to move without rushing, how to choose without panic. Stay till the end of this unfolding, because what I am forming now will soon require expression. Not forced expression, but natural overflow. When truth settles deeply enough, it always finds a way out. And when it does, it will bless others without draining you. That is how you will know it is from me. You are not responsible for outcomes. You are responsible for obedience. Release the pressure to control results. That burden was never yours. When you stay aligned, outcomes take care of themselves. I handle the reach. I handle the timing. I handle the doors. You handle the yes. Notice how your desires have begun to change. How certain things no longer excite you, while others stir your spirit quietly but persistently. That is me recalibrating your hunger. Appetite reveals direction. What you crave now points to where you are going next. I am not asking you to announce anything yet. This is still a sacred, internal moment. Let it mature. Let it strengthen. Let it settle into conviction rather than impulse. When it is time to move, you will not need to be convinced. Peace will lead you forward. Remain here with me just a little longer. What I have placed inside you is almost ready to be activated. And when that activation comes, it will not feel like pressure. It will feel like alignment finally meeting action. This is where the conversation turns inward, because what I am about to reveal cannot be carried by excitement alone. It must be held by conviction. You have reached a point where understanding is no longer enough. What you know must now become how you live, quietly, consistently, without needing constant confirmation. There is a narrowing happening in your life, and I need you to see it correctly. Fewer distractions. Fewer options that truly matter. Fewer voices that carry weight. This is not loss, it is focus. I am simplifying your path so your energy is no longer scattered. When focus sharpens, power increases. That is why some things faded without explanation. They had already served their purpose. You have been sensing this narrowing, and part of you resisted it. You worried it meant limitation. But I tell you this with love. Depth always requires focus. I am not reducing your life. I am refining it. What I am about to entrust to you cannot survive divided attention. It requires presence. It requires intention. It requires you. I want you to notice something important. The old urgency that used to drive you has begun to quiet. In its place, there is a steadiness. That is not boredom. That is maturity. Emotional highs are no longer necessary for you to move forward. You are learning how to walk by conviction, not adrenaline. This is essential for what comes next. Don't skip this moment, because this is where many misunderstand me. I am not calling you to withdraw from life. I am calling you to engage it with clarity. From this place, your decisions will feel cleaner. Your yes will carry weight. Your no will carry peace. You will stop explaining yourself so much, not because you are hardened, but because you are anchored. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will respond to your consistency more than your passion. Passion ignites, but consistency sustains. I am watching how you treat the small commitments, the unseen disciplines, the quiet obediences. These are not preparation for the real thing. They are the real thing forming you. There will be a moment soon when you recognize yourself again. Not who you were before the wounds, but who you were before the fear learned to speak louder than trust. That recognition will not come with fireworks. It will come with peace so steady it almost feels ordinary. But do not underestimate it. That peace will guide you more accurately than anxiety ever did. Stay till the end of this revelation, because I need you grounded before I release the final clarity. You are approaching a season where your choices will carry greater impact, even when they appear small. The way you listen, the way you pause, the way you respond instead of react. This is where wisdom becomes visible. You may still feel moments of doubt. That does not mean you are unready. Doubt no longer rules you. It only visits. And even when it speaks, you have learned not to obey it. That is evidence of growth you once prayed for without knowing the cost. I am not asking you to strive harder. I'm asking you to remain present, to notice my guidance in subtle nudges rather than dramatic signs, to trust that if I brought you this far, I will not abandon you at the threshold. You are not waiting for permission anymore. You are waiting for alignment to fully settle. And it is settling now, deeper than emotion, deeper than thought. Let it finish its work in you. Remain attentive. Remain open. The final clarity is near, and when it arrives, it will not surprise you. It will confirm what your spirit has already begun to know. And now everything comes together, not loudly, not suddenly, but with a certainty that settles deep within you. This is the moment when what I have been speaking aligns with what you have been sensing all along. You were never waiting for information. You were waiting for confirmation. And I am giving it to you now. I was risking it all to tell you this because once you truly understand it, you cannot return to living divided. Here is the truth you have been approaching step by step. You are not called to chase purpose. You are called to walk with me, and purpose follows naturally. You spent years trying to figure out where you belong, when all along, belonging to me was the foundation everything else rests on. You do not need to become someone else to step into what I have prepared. You do not need a new personality, a louder voice, or a perfect past. I am not waiting for you to improve yourself. I am waiting for you to trust me fully. What qualifies you is not your confidence, but your willingness. And that willingness has been growing quietly inside you. There is no dramatic countdown, no final test, no moment where you suddenly feel invincible. Instead, there is something far stronger: resolve. A calm, grounded decision that says, I will walk forward with God, even when I don't have every answer. That decision shifts everything. Heaven responds to that posture. Don't skip this, because this is where fear finally loses its grip. Fear survives on hesitation. It feeds on delay. But the moment you decide to trust me, not perfectly, but sincerely, fear begins to starve. It may still whisper, but it no longer commands. You are no longer led by what might go wrong, but by who walks with you. Something huge has been waiting for you, and now you understand. It was never just an outcome, a breakthrough, or a moment. It was transformation. It was alignment. It was becoming the kind of person who can carry blessing without losing peace, responsibility without losing humility, and influence without losing intimacy with me. I want you to hear this clearly as we come to this ending. You are not alone in what comes next. You never were. I am ahead of you, beside you, and within you. Every step you take in faith, I match with grace. Every time you feel weak, I remain strong. Every time you doubt, I remain faithful. Stay till the end of this truth in your life. Not just this message, but the unfolding journey ahead. There will be challenges, yes, but you will face them differently now. Not striving, not panicking, not proving, walking, listening, trusting. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where preparation meets readiness. And as you move forward, you will look back and realize that every delay, every quiet season, every uncomfortable stretch was shaping you for this clarity. Let your heart be at peace. Let your spirit be steady. Let your steps be guided. You do not need to rush. Obedience will move you at the right pace. And as long as you remain with me, nothing ahead of you will be wasted. Receive this. Walk in it. life from it. Amen. This clarity you feel right now is not accidental. It is the moment I am calling you to move with me. I am risking everything to reach souls through this message, and I am inviting you to stand with me in it. You've whispered, Lord, let my life matter, and I am telling you plainly, this is one way I answer that prayer. When you give, you release seed into my kingdom, and I cause it to grow into a harvest that feeds nations, pressing down, overflowing, unstoppable. Your super thanks, your YouTube membership, or your gift through the PayPal link in the video description becomes a river I breathe on until it carries my word farther than you imagine. I bless your generosity now. Open doors, divine protection, favor that rests on you and your household. This is a holy moment, a turning point heaven recognizes. Act now. Give freely, give joyfully, and step into the blessing I have prepared. I want you to do something sacred right now. Hype this video. Yes, use that hype feature as an act of agreement, because when you hype this message, you are saying, Father, I stand with this truth being released. When you like this video, you are not just tapping a button. You are declaring that this revelation matters, that this risk I took to speak to you must reach other hearts standing where you once stood. Let your hype be a signal in the spirit that this word will not stay hidden. Now, as this message settles in you, I want you to respond with your voice. Go to the comments and declare something bold and personal. Write what you are risking, releasing, or trusting me with after hearing this word. Let your comment be a public alignment with the truth of this message, a testimony in seed form. When you speak it, you give it ground to grow. Your words here will stir others who read them, just as this message stirred you. And now hear me closely. If this message found you, it was not by accident. Subscribe to this channel, not as a habit, but as a covenant, to keep your heart positioned where my voice is being released. Every time you return, I will meet you, strengthen you, and speak clarity into your life again. Stay connected, stay aligned, and stay ready for what I will speak next through this place. Amen.